Hi! On today's episode of me fucking around, we're going to see if I remember how to weld. In high school, I could oxyacetylene weld and MIG weld pretty good. And when I went to college, I had a couple of classes that did metalworking and welding, and I did pretty good. And in fact, this is the helmet I used over a decade ago in college, and these are actually the gloves I used. And hilariously, these are even the weld pliers I used, even though I bought all new stuff so that we could have current pricing and show that you really can start welding at the prices I'm going to lay out in this video. So hopefully you enjoy this. It's cold as shit out here. I'm sweating from welding, so that's not awesome. And let's get into the video. All right, learning to weld or starting welding for as cheap as feasible. Not possible. I've seen like $100 welders, but all that nonsense. You all know what this is. Everyone who's been looking up welding videos and learning how to weld sees the titanium Flux 225. I'm really hoping it's worth the shit. This is my old helmet. The new model of this I will be using for the pricing for everything, and I'll use this for my first few welds before I start with my new helmet. It was just a really good deal, so I bought it, and a couple of guys in our shop actually have this, so they all love it, and I probably need a new one anyway because that's a decade old. Then we have a weld blanket, which I personally think is 100% needed, but if you don't want to get one, that's on you. Being a wood shop, almost everything in here is made out of wood. For now, hopefully I'll be making more shit out of metal because I'll have a welder. Pliers, magnets, safety glasses, and yes, god damn it, wear safety glasses under your welding hood. You don't need to. No, you don't. Your eyesight just does. New, freshly fresh scrubby bars. Shipping hammer, because there's going to be a lot of slag, because one, I'm a terrible welder, and two, it's Flux, causes a lot of slag. Paint marker, actually really not needed, but actually you can have one of these. It's a soapstone, and it marks shit on metal very well, and then it rubs right off, which is very nice. I don't know why I'm trying to show you how a white soapstone works on a white countertop, or a white table saw arm, but yeah. And then I'll probably be trying this out later. It's a new ground clamp. Everything I've looked up says the ground clamp on this sucks ass, but once you upgrade it, it becomes a really good welder. This entire video, I'm not going to use this because that's another $6 or $8 or whatever it was, and we're trying to do this on minimum budget, which means I'm actually not even going to be using the magnets. I will be using the pliers. You need a pliers anyway, and you might as well get a weld pliers. It was $14, I think. It wasn't even on sale. I'm literally just going to be using an old pair of gloves. I'll be using new gloves for the pricing. This welder, this helmet, probably this hammer, and these brushes. For safety, since I'm going to assume you have a better welding situation than I do, I will be using my 6x8 foot welding blanket. I'm not going to use the 8x8 foot that's off camera. All right. Now it's time to unbox everything. It's supposed to just like happen. Oh, I see. You can't unbox tape. All right. Try a different stance. Unbox everything. It's just making me move. Nothing. I don't want to do this. Fucking stuff. I need a knife. I have returned from Menards with a roll of US Forge flux core MIG wire and nozzle gel. When I was looking shit up, someone had mentioned that this combination worked really well. So what nozzle gel makes it so, actually it says right on here somewhere. Yes, for MIG gun nozzles and contact tips. I can speak well. Which is very handy because even though this isn't technically a MIG gun, when I'm welding, everything's a contact tip. So we will be using that. Now we get to see this majesty. I hate handling metal without a glove because I hate my hands getting dirty for some goddamn reason. So I'll just go ahead and move this myself. As you can see how dirty this is. This was a nice clean cloth. Now it looks like dog shit. Wire, wiring. Don't worry, it's not plugged in yet. I was told by someone very smart on the internet this wire has a really fucking bad habit of just spitting out everywhere when you unwrap it. So why is there so much of this poop? I'll lose that spring at some point in my life, I know it. Wait. So what he said was to keep your finger on this wrap on here, this paper wrap. So to keep your finger on it and to actually, oh cool, this one's even like thread through. Leave it on. I'm assuming it's got to go like that. I hope you can seal this. You probably can't. Hee-ah! And then that goes on. It's indicator, which is nice. If I had two cameras, I'd show you, but I don't, and I don't particularly care. Then in here somewhere, close door securely before welding, read manual and label before use. I have not read the manual yet. It actually says on here, hold wire securely when you feed it into the idler arm, which is this guy. I really hope I was supposed to do that. But what the person said is you can leave the paper on here, and then I'm using my old ones because I'm too lazy to cut open that horrible tamper-proof packaging. Said cut it as square as possible. I would think you'd want it a little bit angled, but he said square. The mystical he. Feed it through here. Oh shit. He also said to make sure that I have 030 up. Okay, 030 is up, and it is 030 wire. So how does this go back on here? Is this just like a, yeah, perfect. And then feed it in. Oh, I missed. I can tell this is going to be an issue for me. Me and my big dumb fingers. Feed it in, and then once it's in and you can finger indicate it into the groove, slap that back on it, tighten it back down. He said you should be able to move it by hand just barely, and I can't, so it's probably perfect. And now that it is in there, I'll feed it a little bit more, I guess. This has auto feed, which I will be using in a second. I just want to make sure that I have this clamped down, and then I take this paper off so it doesn't go. Insert better sound effects there. This whole, damn it. How do I don't want to cut it. Don't cut it. That seems like the smarter way to do it, and I know there's an issue with doing it that way somehow, because I had the thought. Okay. Oh, it's already unwinding. Tighten that down a little bit more, I guess. I don't know how tight that's supposed to be, but oh, here's that paper that was on there. Very shiny. I'm not used to Flux core being so shiny, so this might be some shit-ass product. Don't sue me, US Forge, or whatever the fuck. US Forge. Oh, it's the same as the nozzle gel. All right. Now, actually, I need that open because that's how you get the auto thing to work. Me and my various power. I probably shouldn't use that. I should probably use that. Okay, so this one that has like the super bendy conduit, I put that in. It's only at a 15 amp breaker, which is hilarious with how many outlets I have on it, but I only use like one thing at a time. The ones that don't have the bendy and that are upside down are the 20 amp breakers that were original to the garage when I bought it. Yeah, we'll do that. I will unplug the one end of my table saw. For anyone who didn't see that fucking video, spoiler alert, I made a cable to do it now. Alright, we're in. We're on. I'm terrified. And then I guess you just hold the gun. Oh, shit, that was close. You gotta take all this shit off so you don't feed into the back end of this and it's not aligned. The non-contact contact tip. It's like the slowest ever. Alright, doing that does nothing. I must be doing something wrong. This should go faster than this, right? There we go! Oh, that's moving quick. Oh boy. I can feel it in the gun. Ooh. Hey. I'll be fine. If I electrocute myself, I'll electrocute myself. Boy, you do not like going onto this tip. So I hope this is the right size tip, because if not, that's gonna, oh, it is. That might be why he said to cut it flat so that it's not sharp so it doesn't dig out the liner. That might make sense. The other reason you want to get these is there's this centering notch in here that's actually made to tighten these. And you want to go just slightly past finger tight, apparently. I'm probably wrong on everything I'm saying, so don't quote me on anything. And then trim this off just past the tip. This is why I need those new pliers, but I'm way too lazy to get them. I'm just gonna, I think you're just supposed to dip it in here. I don't think you're supposed to like paint it on or anything. So, boop. I'm just gonna fuck it with the nozzle a little bit. That's a lot. That's probably too much. But oh well. It's probably gonna spatter like a son of a bitch on this first pass. I'm actually gonna turn this off, because I just realized it's still on. It's nice and quiet. It takes forever to quote the stop, what I think is funny. I should have a magnet back here to catch all this. Here we go. God, there's so much shit on that metal. I got this piece from work. I work in a metal fab shop as an engineer, not as a welder. It's not like I'm like, oh, I'm a newbie, but really I've been welding for like 10 years. No. Last time I welded was a decade ago in school, which is why and I've actually kept all this shit, which is funny. So, all right. God, and this plate is so goddamn stupidly big. Fuck it, off the end. All right. I wish I had another camera view to give you guys, but I don't. I'm actually gonna rotate this again so that I can read the thingy. Okay, so this is 3/16, and it says I'm supposed to be on G to I, which is 8 to 10. I don't know why they have J on here, because none of their guides go up to J. All right. And 8 to 10. So I'm gonna start on the low end of each. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go with 14 gauge, because I'm not welding this to anything else. I'm just doing passes until I know what the hell I'm doing. And that's D to E. So we're gonna go to D. Then we're gonna go 4.5, it says, for 03 wire. So I will put it at 0.45. Turn it on. Glasses. I should fucking make this so you can actually see closer, and hopefully I don't kill my camera. Actually, give me a second. These gloves are super warm. I wish they still made these. These are the old TIG gloves from Harbor Freight. Actually, I'll show you something quick. I used to use these gloves, these Carhartts leather Workmans. The bottom's all leather. The top part of the hand isn't. I used to use these for TIG and these for MIG, because I have some pretty good heat tolerance and my hands are so fucking big that normal MIG guns don't really tend to fit. They have new ones of these. They're like the Vulcan line. I didn't try them out because I had these. I'm basing my pricing off of them, but... Alright, here we go. This is going to be fucking terrifying. And my fucking helmet didn't work. Damn you, Ben Shapiro, for telling me to weld. Oh, god damn it. It's on grind. I'm retarded. Oh, I can't see. We're going to start right there. Yeah, that looks like shit. I am not getting any amount of heat on that. That looks like dog shit. All right. What did it say it was? G and 8. Can't wait for this to trip this breaker. Actually, let me do this quick. What's the point of having the brushes if you don't use them? Actually, that's not that bad now that I got the slag on. God, there is so much slag though. They have slag spray, I think. All right, I'm gonna leave that one down there so you can see. All right. Ah, this hood is fucking filthy too. I should clean it, and I'm already not doing that. There we go. Yep, going too fast. Go down. Going way too fast. Yeah, I was going way too fast. Slag cannon. Actually, the slag isn't all that sticky, so. Oh, it is fucking spattery though. Actually, I'm gonna pull this in close so you can see a little bit better about what's going on here. So, let's see if I can't. That's what we got. I'm actually gonna zoom out so it's full resolution. All right, that's what we got. This is the first one. Here. That guy's the first one that was way underpowered, and this is supposed to be proper, so I'm going way too fucking slow is what's happening. Guys, but actually that's not terrible. That's where I started. That's where I said I was getting too fast, right here. I got a little too wild, and then I tried to bring it back, but I actually need to go way slower, and I actually need my shade a couple shades lower. But all right, so real quick interjection. This is really important. The saying, if it has slag, let it drag. I'm retarded and forgot that. So as you saw before, I was pushing everything, which would mean as I had the gun, I was pushing it along instead of pulling it or dragging it. Actually, I did pretty good with the push, except for all the slag is in that, which means that's probably a really shitty weld. If the slag is in there, it weakens the weld considerably. If the slag is on top, that's a stronger weld. And as you can see through here, I just sucked complete fucking ass, all of it. And then right there, actually, I lingered a little bit too long and saw how this backside, if I can get a better, I need more light in this garage. I saw the backside of this looked really well, and then I thought, okay, just go really fucking slow and drag it. And that's what I did, and it turned out really well, except for as you can see, I'm really cutting away at the material, so I think my voltage is too high. So I think I'm gonna turn my voltage down a little bit and increase my wire speed once the machine cools off. I did all of this about 7 continuous minutes, and then it cycled. So I'm letting it just sit for a minute, and then I'll start again. As I was saying before, this was all pushing, like literally all of it up until about here. And then this was me pulling with the wrong voltage, and this was me pulling with what I think was pretty close to the right voltage and a good wire speed. I'm backing down the voltage a little bit, and I'll go a little bit slower because I was still digging out. And my shit's fogged up. All right, let's go. Going really bad. Oh, pulling away. Starting to hurt my back. Getting a little wild. These spikes just hit my foot. Trying to go back and forth instead of ease. My ass is fogging up. Getting real fucking hot. And done. Oh, that seemed terrible. It didn't even sound good. As you can see, I got some heat coming, so I'm just gonna pull the heat gun on this and see. Yeah, I burnt right through my fucking shoe. I should be wearing my leathers, but I'm not. Oh! 330 degrees on that guy. What about at the very end? What's really interesting is at the end, it reads at like 245, and then in the middle, it's up at like the threes, mid threes. Man, this thing holds heat because back here it's still at 300. All right. I'll let that sit for a little bit. I can't imagine I'll ever weld that long continuously with this in actual use case. But if I do, good to know I can. What I've discovered is, even though they look different, they both brush the same, and then I got a little brush for secondary cleanup. So what I found a good strategy is to use the bristles of one brush to hold it from one end, and then rake back towards that with a lot of pressure down to get the top layer off. I don't know why I bought the slag hammer, I barely used it. You can get the slag off with this, so I might take the slag hammer off the needs, to be completely honest. Maybe you need it when you're doing like a 90-degree weld. There is actual steam coming off this plate right now. That weld looks a little, maybe the voltage needs to stay a little higher. I totally didn't forget to record this. Here are the price breakdowns that I promised at the beginning of the video and then completely forgot about and then didn't record. And then I had to record them later, which is now. I need a pointer. I feel like a nun. Alright. So, for the welder, I got it on the Black Friday sale, which is, well, I got it at $170. Its normal price is $215. There's always coupons for this fucking thing. I've never actually seen it at this price. But to be fair, for the one fucking day it's going to happen, it's we're calculating in. We have a minimum price, a moderate price, and a luxury price. For the Flux wire, the wire I actually used today is the $18 wire. It's $18 at Menards. On Amazon, it's $22. So that's where I got that one from. For the weld hoods, the $60 is what it costs to get the new model of this guy. The 35 is a fixed shade, so it doesn't auto darken. It's just one shade all the fucking time. They're horrible. You actually have to be a much better welder to use a fixed shade than to use an auto darkening helmet. I'm leaving it on there just in case, but you can call 35. Realistically, that's the $60 one, and then up here I got this, which we'll get to. The gloves, the new version of these gloves is $18 at Harbor Freight. The super good ones that are meant for MIG and for Flux core are $25. You might need more protection than I need with these big fucking bare mid hands. On this long weld, my hands were starting to get pretty warm. Glasses, as I discussed, I don't believe they're optional. Luckily, they're like 89 cents a pair at Harbor Freight, so there's almost no reason you shouldn't have them. They also come in multiple shades. So they have amber, which I'm going to try welding with at some point. Probably when I get to the real view of this guy. And they have basically sunshades. I keep like 20 pairs of those in my truck. I am not shitting you, because I lose them so often, but they're $1 a piece. The pliers, which are this set, it's actually the nicest ones they have there, but it's also the only ones they have there. Fair enough. $14 for those. I, of course, was using my old ones, but they're rusty and the spring in them's not as good. The only reason I'm really using those is I'm going to kill those before I open that. And then the brushes, which, as you saw, my two brushes I think I use more than the slag hammer, which is why the slag hammer is now on luxury. If you combine all these prices at your absolute cheapest, you are at $263 to get everything except for this tablecloth. Start welding. I didn't have the nozzle gel on there. The nozzle gel's $5, I think. That's not the receipt. I think it's $5, so we're gonna have to add. God damn it. Yeah, where's my marker? bare minimum, $263. The moderate, which is the full price and the better version of everything, except for, or full price of or better version of everything. There are some better safety glasses that with like the rubber tines on them, adjustable shit. I never use them. Those always work just fine for me, but me and my big dumb round head, maybe they don't work good for you. The moderate price is $348. I'm not calculating tax in any of this shit. That's on you and the government. The luxury, which is what you will see me using going forward. I bought all the good shit. I'm going to be using all the good shit. This video was about welding and putting down a good bead with basically the bare minimum. Luxury, we have a new ground clamp, which I will be adding at some point, and I'll explain it better in the future. The new helmet, I added 150 and minus 60 because I use that. We're basing everything off that total. That's this guy. I will be reviewing that at some point. Blankets, these guys, I only put one on there because realistically you only need one. I didn't get spattered anywhere else. I'm standing on foam right now. There's no pock marks anywhere except for on the top of my foot. Didn't start the base of my table saw, which is all wood on fire. I think you're pretty much good. And then the slag hammer, which is that guy, which is $7. Threw that on there too. For a grand total of a luxury start, if you're using this welder and that wire, is $493.50. Why not? Just hedge my bets. But for under $500, you abso-fucking-lutely can start welding today.